Hey guys, this is Ben from Level Cut Law. In this video, we're going to talk about medical leave in Singapore. Now, medical leave in Singapore is known as MC. MC is an acronym for medical certificate. So in Singapore, we would use the phrase, instead of saying sick leave, we would say take MC, to take MC. And the person who frequently calls in sick is known as the MC King. Now, under the Employment Act, which applies to persons who earn less than $4,500 a month, if you are working for your employer for more than 6 months, you are entitled to 14 days medical leave per annum a year. Medical leave means seeing a doctor for minor illnesses that does not require hospitalization. If you are hospitalized, you are entitled to 60 days hospitalization leave a year. If you work less than 6 months, the number of days for medical leave and hospitalization leave will be prorated. This is a table showing the prorated days. Now, although the Employment Act requires you to notify your employer within 48 hours of taking medical leave, usually most employment contracts will state that you have to inform them within 3, 4, 5 hours of the working day before the employee starts work. Medical certificates have to be issued by a certified medical practitioner. What is a certified medical practitioner? It is a doctor who is registered with the Singapore Medical Council. If the medical certificate is not issued by a doctor registered with the Singapore Medical Council, then an employee is deemed to be absent without permission, even if he has a medical certificate, because it's not recognized. Another matter is that you are not entitled to take medical leave for cosmetic procedures. So for example, if you go for liposuction, you go for a facelift, you laser your face and you are issued a medical certificate, well, you're not allowed to go on medical leave if it's for cosmetic procedures. Another issue I'm going to talk about is, can you be fired for taking too many MCs? Well, the short answer is that most employers are not dumb enough to fire you for taking MC. They will simply rely on the termination provisions in the Employment Act, depending on how long you work, or they will rely on the termination clause in the employment agreement. No employer is going to be foolish enough to say, I'm firing you because you take too many MCs, because it is a right under the Employment Act. I know this sommelier in an Italian restaurant that I frequently go to. He takes a lot of MCs, like 2 or 3 times a month, each time lasting 2 days, 3 days. His employer, the chef, got so frustrated because this was after his probation period. The employer was so frustrated that he just exercised the termination clause, gave him notice, and he had to go. It is also worth noting that under the Employment Act, not showing up for work for 2 consecutive days can get you fired, because it's deemed to be a breach under the contract of service between the employer and the employee. Now, what happens, what is the legal entitlement for medical leave for persons who do not fall under the Employment Act? That means persons who earn more than $4,500 a month. Well, it's all contractual. So the employer and the employee can agree to 2 days a year, 10 days a year. If the employer wants to be generous, he can give more than what is provided in the Employment Act. But as industry practice, most employers give the same amount of medical leave as the Employment Act That means Employment Act employees, which is 14 days medical leave and 60 days hospitalization leave. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.